You're listening to the Common Constitutionalist, broadcasting from an undisclosed location, free from the prying eyes of establishment black helicopters.
Welcome back to the Common Constitutionalist Podcast Shorts. This is our second segment. This is regarding Kim Davis, that poor Christian clerk jailed in Kentucky for refusing to grant same-sex marriage licenses to all the same-sex couples that just love each other and they want to get married like everybody else. Excuse my flippant nature about this, but it's all such a crock of crap. I can almost, it makes me hurl every time I think about it, frankly. Couple of hairy guys with beards and mustaches saying I do to each other. It's just, I'm sorry, man. If you're Chuck and Larry out there, I apologize for my gruff tone about this. But, yuck. Sorry. But again, once again, I digress. Sheesh, keep a lid on it, would you? But this is a serious topic. It's not a joking matter about this Kim Clark thing, about the whole same-sex marriage thing, and the fact that once again, the United States Supreme Court, in issuing they're making laws, is what they're doing. They're just making laws, and everybody's going along with it. It's such bullcrap. It's hard to believe that we've gone this far down the rabbit hole away from the Constitution, that the United States Supreme Court can just say, nah, this is the way you're going to do it because we say so, and we're a bunch of freaking oligarchs, and we rule over you guys, and that's just the way it is. So this is the law because we say it is, and nobody has the spine enough to challenge them on it. Again, I digress. So, remember there was a long time ago, back in it was probably the turn of last century, probably around 1900-ish or something like that. Maybe no, I'm not sure what I was thinking, but at any rate, let me correct that. It was World War II era, Nazi Germany, and this pastor Martin Niemöller, I think that's how you pronounce it, Niemöller. He's known for that, When the Nazis Came for Me poem. And there have been a lot of different adaptations of this, but the poem basically reads, and it's written in German. I can't read German, I can't speak German, I can't write German, so this is apparently the most accurate English, translation. And this is regarding it was about the German intellectuals that basically just sat back and allowed the Nazis to take over, and just until they came for them, basically. When the Nazis came for the communists, I remained silent. I was not a communist. When they locked up the Social Democrats, I remained silent. I was not a Social Democrat. When they came for the trade unionists, I did not speak out. I was not a trade unionist. When they came for the Jews, I remained silent. I wasn't a Jew. When they came for me, there was no one left to speak out. Well, folks, it's happening again. And they've come for Kim Davis, and who's speaking out? There are a lot of people speaking out, I guess, but what's going to be done about it? Sure, you can quote the silly law that's not a law because it wasn't created or enacted by Congress, which are the only people who can make federal laws, by the way. But people, again, think it's a law because the Supreme Court said it's a law. And because of that, Kim Davis has been demanded that she give up her rights of religious free expression, because they're subservient to the rights of the homosexual lobby, LGBTQIEIO lobby, whatever the crap they are. Now, a guy from One News Now tweeted out something the other day that I found, it was pretty much dead on. He said, yesterday I tweeted, it's interesting that gay activists who praise San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom, remember that guy, for illegally issuing marriage licenses now are the same ones that vilify Cam Davis. Isn't that ironic? No, not really. It's 100% accurate, and it's typical, and it just the double standard is how they live their lives. This guy, somebody responded to his tweet. Hector Alvarez responded. Dr. Michael Brown, he's the guy that tweeted it. He's actually a guy that wrote the article for One News Now regarding this also. Good article, by the way. Dr. Michael Brown, how is it interesting? He was for marriage equality. She was an anti-gay bigot who wasn't doing her job. Doesn't that say it all? Yeah, it pretty much says it all. If you're on the wrong side of the politically correct issue, you're a bigot. If you can be on the wrong side of the law, but if you're on the right side of the politically correct issue, then you're a freaking hero, like that jerkwad Gavin Newsom was. Brown writes that when Gavin Newsom what the crap is wrong with my voice? I can't see straight or can't speak straight, one or the other. Let's try this again, shall we? When Gavin Newsom refused to submit to the law in 2004, he was a hero. When Kim Davis refuses to submit to the law, she's a bigot and a monster. Well, there you go. That's exactly right. And for some odd reason, that's perfectly reasonable to those on the left. It's completely logical. Of course, there's no logic in liberalism, but for them, it's completely logical and completely reasonable, and they cannot understand why we don't see the double standard. They just don't get it. It's unbelievable, and it's infuriating. So what about sanctuary cities? Their federal law, there's like 20,000 immigration laws on the books in this country. We don't agree, or not agree, but the Obama administration abides by probably zero of them, but they are still on the books nonetheless. They're federal laws. They were created by Congress. They were signed by presidents in the past, and just because Obama doesn't like them doesn't mean that he can just not follow them. He doesn't, but it doesn't mean he can. But sanctuary cities are against the law. They're against federal law. Heck, illegal immigrants being here are against the law. Them using benefits are against federal law. Everything about them is against federal law, including sanctuary cities. But yet, we still see hundreds of sanctuary cities all over the country, and these people who've generated these sanctuary cities, or created them, I guess is a little more accurate, are in fact also breaking the law, but they don't care. And again, for the left, it doesn't make any difference. As long as they're on the politically correct side, the law be damned. It doesn't matter to them. If it's a good law, bad law, it doesn't make any difference. If they don't agree with the law, they don't have to follow it. If we don't have to agree with the law, we have to follow it. That makes all the sense in the world to a liberal, and that's why they're so screwed up. So I don't know what's going to happen to this poor woman, but this is a dang disaster is what it is, and it's only going to get worse. You mark my words, people. This is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. They will not be. Liberals are never satisfied. You can give them anything on earth that you want, that they say they want, and the very next day they'll be dissatisfied with something else. Or it didn't go far enough, or we didn't spend enough money, or we didn't, whatever it was. It doesn't make any difference. They'll never be satisfied. Just like if we give in on the same-sex marriage crap, it won't matter. We can give in 100%. We can allow the marriage to be consecrated in the church. We can allow everything. We can allow the Pope to do the ceremonies. Frankly, at this point, I wouldn't put it past this Pope to do the ceremony. But at any rate, it still won't make any difference at all. They're going to be bitter. They're going to be unhappy because that's the way liberals are. They're just unhappy people because they're never satisfied. For whatever reason, they're not going to be satisfied, and they won't be satisfied with this. It's not going to be far enough, and Kim Davis or not, it's not going to be enough for them. So we need to draw the line in the sand, so to speak, and not go any further on this. And as a matter of fact, we need to start pushing back on this crap, on this same-sex marriage bull crap. It's all crap, in my opinion. But again, that's a discussion for another day.